Welcome back everyone to Terraria. This episode I'm going to descend into hell and show you a little bit of what's down there. In my case I happened to flood it, so there should be a lot of water down there, but other than that it should be... And with my haul from the dungeon in the last episode, it should be even easier than it used to be. It's kind of a long run, so I am going to speed it up, and when I start getting close, I'll take it back to normal speed and discuss what is going to occur. Oh, ouch. Alright, so, here's hoping I found some appropriate music for fast descension into hell. Alright, so we've reached my original base camp for hell. When I came down here to mine for hellstone, built this little house down here. It's still a bit of a ways to go to get there, but this seems like a good spot to start explaining. Hell is pretty much the entire bottom of any map, doesn't matter what size. And it is a bunch of lava surrounded by ash and hellstone. And hellstone is a lot like the meteorite you might have seen at the entrance to the dungeon, in that it twinkles as it sits there, and if you do not have an obsidian skull, it will hurt you if you touch it. It requires a nightmare pick or above to mine, and really there isn't anything above a nightmare pick other than meteorite and hellstone anyway, so typically you're going to have one or the other by this point. Well, you won't have hellstone at this point, because right now we're going to get hellstone. But anyway, as you can see, I've suddenly hit a bunch of water. This is the water that actually would no longer fit into hell once I completely finished flooding it. So there was a lot of water in these caves. So all of the water that is in hell came from these various caves that I dug through. It is rather ridiculous. The main enemies of hell are fire imps and bone serpents, or what they're called. They're essentially shorter eaters of worlds that only require you to destroy one body segment before they die. And these are fire imps. As you can see, they're much like the annoying sorcerer dudes from earlier. And you'll know you've reached hell when you get this vein-ridden lava background here. And this is what it looks like. There are several little apartment-type things here, filled with these... I had the name for them before, I kept saying it over and over again. Hell forges, is what they're called. And so, you know, if you ever need to smelt this, the hellstone, you come down here and get a hell forge. Or you can break hell forges with the nightmare level hammer or above. And yeah, equip this. There we go. Yes, the nightmare level hammer, the breaker, and you can come and bust these up and take them with you. Let's see if I see any bone serpents while I'm here, but it looks like, whoa, lagging like hell. There we go, fix itself. It looks like, though, they do not take too kindly to the water. So look at how much water is in this area, and imagine this just being in various caves that I was digging through, and that's how difficult it was digging down here. Needless to say, it was quite the pain. Alright, nothing. These chests. So, hell is essentially good for you. Come down here, you get hellstone, and if you flood it like I do, you get lots and lots of obsidian. And to make most, or actually, to even smelt hellstone, it requires obsidian, so yeah, both in the same place like I do, it is useful. That is pretty much it, and that didn't take very long, so I am going to back out and show the next small thing, which is going to be floating islands. So, I will make my way out of here, and we'll be checking those out when I get back. Oh, wait, first of all, bone surfer, there we go. These things are deadly if you're not careful, but otherwise not too bad. See, there we go. They don't drop much as loot. They have a few rare drops, like extremely rare drops, and I don't seem to have been lucky enough to get those this time. So, off I go to resurface here, and I will see you guys when I get out. Alright, welcome back. I'm gonna head up into the sky to see the floating islands, and while I do, let me explain something. As I said in the very first video, you can choose which world size you want, whether small, medium, or large, and that will affect where floating islands are on your map. I personally would not suggest a large map unless you really like exploring, because it is large, and it takes a long time to get anywhere, and floating islands are much higher than they would be normally. We hop on the depth meter here. Yeah, okay, at 700 feet above sea level is about where you are likely to find the lowest of the floating islands. It goes up to about 1,500 feet, I think, is about the highest. And the same can be said for jungles, except it's in reverse. About 700 feet down or below, you'll find yeah, about 700 feet down, you'll start seeing jungles. And there are jungles that reach the surface, and there are floating islands that are lower, I think. But you can't count on that too much. So if you're going to find floating islands, your best bet is to build straight up and across. And then if you want to find jungles, you build straight down and dig across. And I will be showing jungles in the next video, and that's a much larger journey there, so that will definitely be its own video. That was pathetic. That was also pathetic. There we go. So this is a floating island. They will just hang here in the sky. They usually have vines hanging down. It makes them a lot easier to spot if you're searching around, like I was, at night, actually. And they all have a precious metal hut. In this case, it seems to be silver. They can also be made out of copper and gold. And I've found 2 of these, but I did not check the chest because I wanted that to be on camera. What do you know? Found a lucky horseshoe. This is what I thought I had before. And as you can see, negate fall damage. So if I were to jump off of this island and not use my cloud at the end or use my grappling hook to save myself, I would still not take fall damage. For example, boom. Normally I would take probably a good 200 fall damage from that. But because of the lucky horseshoe, I don't. So it is definitely a very handy object to have when searching for these floating islands, which of course makes it really annoying that you can only find it on floating islands. So yeah, let me run back the other way here. Damn it, missed. This one, I did go and investigate. I didn't actually open the chest that's on it, but it is a gold hut, so here's hoping for something good. There is a specific item I would really love to have that is only found in floating islands, much like the lucky horseshoe. Except this one will be a lot more fun if it's what I think it is. it's going to take a lot of materials to find floating islands if you have a larger map. So if you want to find the special items on floating islands or in jungles, I would definitely suggest making a small world specifically for searching out these things and finding what you need. Or unless you'd like the challenge, because it is definitely a challenge to find floating islands and jungle on larger maps. But it is not impossible. Simply another lucky horseshoe. The other item you are occasionally going to find on floating islands like this are rocket boots. And I'm not sure what the rate is, but they will use up your mana and you will simply fly around. So that is definitely an awesome perk. But yeah, those are floating islands. A new mob was added recently, the Harpy, that is a native of the floating islands. I haven't been lucky enough to see one yet, but apparently they are ranged enemies, but also will swoop down and try to attack you, and they attack in groups of 3. So, they sound interesting. If anyone has videos of them, or... well, I've seen pictures on the wiki, but if anyone has videos of themselves facing the Harpies, I would be really interested in seeing that. Other than that, I think I will call this video here and head down to the jungle to start up the next one. So, thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next time.